Chapter 4, Federal Board Review Exercise. Now let's move forward. Question number 1. Encircle the correct answer. Number 1. Which of the following atoms will form an ion of charge -2? Atomic number, mass number हमें दिए हुए हैं. हमने बताना है कि इसमें से कौन सा जो आयन है वो -2 चार्ज बनाएगा. 12 एटॉमिक नंबर है ऑप्शन ए में और मास नंबर है 24. ऑप्शन बी में एटॉमिक नंबर 14, मास नंबर है 28. ऑप्शन सी में एटॉमिक नंबर है 8 और मास नंबर है 8. ऑप्शन डी में एटॉमिक नंबर है 10 और मास नंबर है 20. So the correct option is option C. Because the atom C has 6 valence electron, it needs 2 electrons to complete its octet, so it acquires -2 charge and gains 2 electrons in order to become stable. क्योंकि जिसकी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिग्रेशन होगी वो होगी 1s2 और 2s2 और 2p4. तो वैलेंस शेल में आएंगे 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन, जबकि इसे चाहिए होंगे 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन ताकि वो अपना ऑक्टेट कंप्लीट कर सके और स्टेबिलिटी को गेन कर सके. तो वो गेन करेगा 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स और -2 चार्ज उस आयन के ऊपर आ जाएगा. नंबर 2. Which of the following atoms will not form cation or anion? A atomic number 16, B atomic number 17, C atomic number 18 and D atomic number 19. So the correct option is option C. Because it has its octet complete, so it neither gain nor lose electrons to gain stability, so it will never form cation or anion. Number 3. Which of the following atoms will form cation? Atomic number और ऑप्शन ए में हमें है 20 गिवन एटॉमिक नंबर, ऑप्शन बी में है 18, ऑप्शन सी में 17 और ऑप्शन डी में जो एटॉमिक नंबर हमें दिया हुआ है वो है 15. सो द करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन ए. बिकॉज atom A has 2 more electrons to complete its octet, so it loses 2 of its valence electrons to complete its octet and to gain stability. Number 4. Which of the following atoms obey duplet rule? A. O2, B. F2, C. H2. So the correct option is option C. H2. Because H atom has 1 electron in its valence shell, so it gains 1 electron in order to complete its duplet and to gain stability. Number 5. Silicon belongs to group 4A. It has dash electrons in the valence shell. ग्रुप नंबर जो होगा वहाँ में वैलेंस शेल के अंदर जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स उनकी तादाद बताएगा. तो उसका ग्रुप नंबर 4 है तो उसके वैलेंस शेल में इलेक्ट्रॉन भी 4 होंगे. सो द करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन सी, दैट इज 4. बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स कोरस्पॉन्ड्स टू अ ग्रुप नंबर. Number 6. Phosphorus belongs to third period of group 5A. How many electrons it need to complete its valence shell? Option A 2, option B 3, option C 4 and option D is 5. So the correct option is option B. जो पीरियड नंबर होगा वो हमें बताएगा वैलेंस शेल. Because phosphorus has 5 electrons in its valence shell, so it needs 3 electrons to complete its valence shell, and by gaining 3 electrons it will complete its octet and gain stability. जो पीरियड नंबर होता है वो हमें बताता है कि कौन से वैलेंस शेल है और ग्रुप नंबर हमें बताता है कि वैलेंस शेल के अंदर कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं. और हमसे पूछा गया कि उसे कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स चाहिए वैलेंस शेल में कि वो अपने जो है वो ऑक्टेट को कंप्लीट कर सके या स्टेबल हो सके. So the correct option is option B, 3 electrons. Number 7. In the formation of AlF3, that is aluminium fluoride, aluminium atom loses dash electrons. 1, 2, 3 or 4. So the correct option is option C. Because aluminium belongs to group 3A, it has 3 valence electrons, and fluorine belongs to group 7A, it has 7 valence electrons. So aluminium loses 3 of its valence electrons to complete its octet, and each fluorine atom gains 1 electron, which is lost by aluminium to complete its octet and to gain stability. Now let's move forward. Number 8. Which of the following is not true about the formation of Na2S? Option A. Each sodium atom loses 1 electron. Option B. Sodium form cations. Option C. Sulfur form anion. And option D is each sulfur atom gains 1 electron. So the correct option is option B. Because sulfur belongs to group 6A, it needs 2 electrons to complete its octet, so it gains 2 electrons, which are given by 2 Na atom. Because Na atom belongs to group 1A, so each Na atom loses one of its valence shell to complete its octet, and as a result Na2 is formed. मतलब Na जो है ग्रुप 1A से बिलोंग करता है, उसके वैलेंस शेल में 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन है, तो जब 2Na मिल के जो है वो एटम को इलेक्ट्रॉन को लूज करेंगे, वो गेन हो जाएगा सल्फर से, क्योंकि सल्फर जो है ग्रुप 6 से बिलोंग करता है, उसे 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स चाहिए ताकि वो अपनी स्टेबिलिटी को गेन कर सके बाय कंप्लीटिंग इट्स ऑक्टेट। तो जो 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन जो Na2 लूज करेगा वो गेन हो जाएंगे सल्फर से, और हमें जो एज अ रिजल्ट हमें मिल जाएगा Na2S। नंबर 9. Identify the covalent compound. Option A NaCl, option B MgO, option C H2O, and option D is Kf. So the correct option is option C H2O. Because H atom belongs to group 1A, it needs 1 electron to complete its duplet, and oxygen belongs to group 6A, it needs 2 electrons to complete its octet. So 1 oxygen atom and 2 hydrogen atom mutually share their electrons by covalent bond, so each will get its octet complete, और हाइड्रोजन का जो होगा वो डुप्लेट कंप्लीट होगा by mutual sharing of electrons. Now, question number 2. Give short answers. Number 1. State octet and duplet rules. Duplet rule क्या होता है? The tendency of an atom to acquire 2 electrons in their valence shell when bonding is called duplet rule. मतलब वो टेंडेंसी ऑफ एन एटम जिससे जो है वो एटम जो है वो 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को वैलेंस शेल के अंदर ऑक्यूपाई कर सके ड्यूरिंग द बॉन्डिंग, उस रूल का हम कहते हैं डुप्लेट रूल। ऑक्टेट रूल क्या है? द टेंडेंसी ऑफ एन एटम टू एक्वायर 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन इन देयर वैलेंस शेल व्हेन बॉन्डिंग इज कॉल्ड ऑक्टेट रूल। मतलब 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन जब होंगे वैलेंस शेल के अंदर ड्यूरिंग द बॉन्डिंग, तो उस रूल का हम कहते हैं ऑक्टेट रूल। Number 2. Explain formation of covalent bond between 2 nitrogen atoms. Nitrogen atom belongs to group 5A. It has 5 valence electrons. It needs 3 more electrons to complete its octet and to gain stability. So the 2 nitrogen atoms mutually share their valence electrons. Each will get its octet complete. The bond formed by this mutual sharing of electrons is called covalent bond. A triple bond is formed between nitrogen atoms. Now question number 3. How does aluminium form cation? Aluminium belongs to group 3A. It has 3 valence electrons. It must have 8 electrons in its valence shell to complete its octet. So gaining of 5 electrons is a bit difficult for aluminium atom. So it loses 3 of its valence electrons to complete its octet and to gain stability, and it will form aluminium plus 3 cation. Number 4. How does oxygen form anion? Oxygen belongs to group 6A. It has 6 valence electrons. It needed 2 electrons to complete its octet and to gain stability. So it gained 2 electrons to complete its octet and to gain stability and forms O-2 ion. Number 5. Draw electron cross and dot structure for hydrogen water molecule H2O molecule. इलेक्ट्रॉन डॉट एंड क्रॉस डायग्राम इधर शो की गई है। हाइड्रोजन के वैलेंस शेल में एक इलेक्ट्रॉन होता है और जब ऑक्सीजन के जो वैलेंस शेल में 6 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं, तो ये हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन मिलकर जो म्यूचुअल शेयरिंग करेंगे। इससे जो होगा, दो जो हाइड्रोजन के मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं उनका भी डुप्लेट कंप्लीट हो जाएगा और ऑक्सीजन का जो है ऑक्टेट कंप्लीट हो जाएगा। और हम इसको शो कर सकते हैं कि ऑक्सीजन के ऊपर जो है वो 2 बॉन्ड पेयर है यहाँ पे, और हाइड्रोजन जो है उसके साथ सिंगल बॉन्ड। क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. Describe the importance of noble gas electronic configuration. The noble gases have their duplet or octet complete. They do not need to gain or lose any electrons to gain stability. They do not react with any other element of periodic table, so that is why they are also called inert gases. The element of the periodic table need to acquire the electronic configuration of noble gas to gain stability. Now question number 4. Explain how elements attain stability. It is a universal rule that everything in this universe tends to become more stable. Atoms achieve stability by attaining the electronic configuration of noble gases, that is NH2 and NP6. For achieving stability, every atom follows the 2 following rules. ये जो है स्टेबिलिटी के अचीवमेंट के लिए एटम्स जो हैं वो फॉलोइंग 2 रूल्स को फॉलो करते हैं। डुप्लेट रूल है, द टेंडेंसी ऑफ एन एटम टू एक्वायर 2 electrons in their valence shell when bonding is called duplet rule. और दूसरा है ऑक्टेट रूल, द टेंडेंसी ऑफ एन एटम टू एक्वायर 8 electrons in their valence shell when bonding is called octet rule. Describe the ways in which bonds may be formed. The following are the ways by which bonds may be formed. By giving valence electrons, if they are 3 or less than 3, to other atoms. By gaining electron, if they are 5 or more than 5 from the other atoms. By mutual sharing of electrons with other atoms. या तो एटम जो है वो वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को लूज कर दे अगर वो 3 या 3 से कम है, या तो गेन कर ले अगर जो उसके वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है वो 5 हैं या 5 से ज़्यादा हैं, या म्यूचुअल शेयरिंग कर ले, जैसे हमने पीछे H2O के केस में डिस्कस किया था कि हाइड्रोजन ऑक्सीजन जो है वो म्यूचुअल शेयरिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स करते हैं, जिसकी वजह से हाइड्रोजन का जो है वो डुप्लेट रूल कंप्लीट होता है और ऑक्सीजन का जो है वो ऑक्टेट रूल कंप्लीट होता है। नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. Describe the formation of covalent bond between 2 non-metallic elements. All non-metal atom get inert gas structure by mutual sharing. Whenever non-metal combines with another non-metal, sharing of electrons takes place between their atoms and covalent bond is formed. For example, hydrogen is a non-metal and chlorine is also a non-metal. So when hydrogen combines with chlorine to form hydrogen chloride HCl, sharing of electrons takes place between hydrogen and chlorine and covalent bond is formed. Question number 7. Explain with example single, double and triple covalent bond. Single covalent bond. The bond that are formed by sharing of one electron pair is called single covalent bond. Example, consider the formation of covalent bond between two fluorine atoms. Fluorine belongs to group 7a, so it has 7 electrons in its valence shell and it needs 1 electron to complete its octet and to gain stability. So when two fluorine atoms combine, they mutually share their valence electron and they both have their complete octet and they acquire the electronic configuration of noble gases, and for this sharing they share single electron pair और जो उसके रिजल्ट से जो होगा जो हमारे पास बॉन्ड है वो होगा सिंगल कोवलेंट बॉन्ड। ये आपको डायग्राम इधर शो कर दी गई है कि फ्लोरीन इधर रेड इलेक्ट्रॉन है और इधर से जो है वो क्रॉस है, जब दोनों मिलेंगे तो सिंगल कोवलेंट बॉन्ड बनेगा। नाउ डबल कोवलेंट बॉन्ड, the bond that are formed by sharing of two electron pair is called double covalent bond. Example, consider the formation of covalent bond between two oxygen atoms. Oxygen belongs to group 6a, so it has 6 electrons in its valence shell. It needs 2 more electrons to attain the electronic configuration of noble gas and to gain stability. Thus, two oxygen atoms share 2 electron pair and achieve the electronic configuration of noble gases. For sharing, each oxygen atom contributes 2 electrons to complete the octet and is written as O double bond O. Triple covalent bond. The bond that are formed by sharing of 3 electron pairs is called triple covalent bond. Example, consider the formation of covalent bond between two nitrogen atoms. Nitrogen belongs to group 5a, so it has 5 electrons in its valence shell. It needs 3 more electrons to complete its octet and to gain electronic configuration of noble gases. Thus, two nitrogen atoms share 3 electron pairs and achieve the electronic configuration of noble gases. For sharing, each nitrogen atom contributes 3 electrons to complete the octet, which is shown as the nitrogen triple bond nitrogen. Now question number 8. Find the number of valence electrons in the following atom using the periodic table. Boron. Group number of main group elements indicates the number of valence electrons. Boron is in group 3a, so number of valence electron is 3. Number B है nitrogen. Group number of the main group elements indicates the number of electrons in the valence shell in an atom, and neon belongs to group 8a, so it has 8 valence electron. C है rubidium. Rubidium belongs to group 1a, so it has 1 valence electron. D है barium. Barium belongs to group 2a, so the number of valence electron is 2. E है arsenic. Arsenic belongs to group 5a, so the number of valence electron is 5. Now question number 9. Represent the formation of cations for the following metal atom using electron dot structures. Number A है aluminium. Aluminium belongs to group 3A. It has 3 valence electrons. It must have 8 electrons in its valence shell to complete its octet. So gaining of 5 electrons is a bit difficult for aluminium atom. So it loses 3 of its valence electrons to complete its octet and to gain stability and will form aluminium plus 3 cations. यहाँ पे जो है ये एल्यूमिनियम के पास जो है वो वैलेंस शेल में 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है, तो जब वो 3 लूज करेगा तो उसके जो नेट चार्ज है वो +3 आएगा. नंबर बी है स्ट्रोंशियम. Strontium belongs to group 2A. It has 2 valence electrons. It must have 8 electrons in its valence shell to complete its octet. So gaining of 6 electrons is a bit difficult for strontium atom. So it loses 2 of its valence electron to complete its octet and to gain stability and will form strontium plus 2 cation. C है beryllium. Barium. Barium belongs to group 2A. It has 2 valence electrons. It must have 8 electrons in its valence shell to complete its octet. So gaining of 6 electrons is a bit difficult for barium atom. So it loses 2 of its valence electrons to complete its octet and to gain stability and will form barium plus 2 cation. Now question number 10. Describe the formation of anion for the following non-metal atoms. A है phosphorus. Phosphorus belongs to group 5A. It has 5 valence electrons. It needed 3 electrons to complete its octet. So it gained 3 electrons to complete its octet and to gain stability and will form phosphorus -3 and iron. B है bromine. Bromine belongs to group 7A. It has 7 valence electron. It needs 1 electron to complete its octet. So it gains 1 electron to complete its octet and to gain stability, and it will form bromine -1 and iron. C है hydrogen. Hydrogen belongs to group 1A. It has 1 valence electron. It needs 1 electron to complete its duplet. So it gains 1 electron to complete its duplet and to gain stability and will form H-3 and 9. Now question number 11. Represent the formation of cations for the following metal atom using electron dot structures. A है magnesium. Magnesium belongs to group 2A. It has 2 valence electrons. It must have 8 electrons in its valence shell to complete its octet and to gain stability. So gaining of 6 electrons is a big difficult challenge for magnesium. So it loses 2 of its valence electrons and form Mg+2 cation. B है lithium. Lithium belongs to group 1A. It has 1 valence electron. It must have 2 electrons in its valence shell to complete its duplet. So it loses 1 of its valence electrons to complete its duplet and to gain stability, and it will form lithium +1 cation. Now number C, beryllium. Beryllium belongs to group 2A. It has 2 valence electrons. It must have 2 electrons in its valence shell to complete its duplet. So it loses 2 of its valence electrons to complete its duplet and to gain stability, and it will form beryllium +2 cation. Now question number 12. For each of the following pairs of atoms, use electron and electron cross structures to write the equation for the formation of ionic compound. A है K and Cl. K belongs to group 1a. It has one valence electron. It must have 8 electrons in its valence shell to complete its octet and to gain stability. And chlorine belongs to group 7a, and it has 7 valence electrons in its valence shell. It needs one electron to complete its octet and to gain stability. So potassium loses one of its valence electron to complete its octet and to gain stability and will form K plus cation, and chlorine loses and chlorine gain one electron which is lost by the potassium atom and will form chloride minus ion, and as a result we get KCl. Next calcium and sulfur. Calcium belongs to group 2a. It has 2 valence electrons. It must have 8 electrons in its valence shell to complete its octet. So gaining of 6 electrons is a bit difficult for calcium atom. So it loses 2 of its valence electrons to complete its octet and to gain stability and will form Ca plus 2 cation. Sulfur belongs to group 6a. It has 6 valence electrons. It needs 2 electrons to complete its octet. So it gains 2 electrons which is lost by the calcium atom and will form S minus 2 and ion, and the resulting species CaS. C है aluminium and nitrogen. Aluminium belongs to group 3a. It has 3 valence electrons. It must have 8 electrons in its valence shell to complete its octet. So gaining of 5 electrons is a bit difficult for aluminium atom. So it loses 2 of its valence electron. So it loses 3 of its valence electrons to complete its octet and to gain stability and will form aluminium plus 3 cation. Nitrogen belongs to group 5a. It has 5 valence electrons. It needed 3 electrons to complete its octet, so it gained 3 electrons which is lost by the aluminium atom to complete its octet and to gain stability, and it will form N-3 and ion, and the resulting species aluminium nitrogen AlN. Now question number 13. Recognize the following compound as having ionic compound. A है MgCl2. Mg belongs to group 2a. It has 2 valence electrons. It must have 8 electrons in its valence shell to complete its octet and to gain stability. So gaining of 6 electrons is a bit difficult for magnesium atom. So it loses 2 of its valence electrons and will form Mg plus 2 cation. Chlorine belongs to group 7a. It has 7 valence electrons. It needs 1 electron to complete its octet and to gain stability. So each of 2 chlorine atom gain 1 electron denoted by magnesium atom to complete its octet and to gain stability, and will form chlorine minus 1 and ion, and the resulting species is MgCl2. B है potassium bromide KBr. K belongs to group 1a. It has 1 valence electron. It must have 8 valence electrons in order to complete its octet and to gain stability. So gaining of 7 electron is a bit difficult for potassium atom. So it loses 1 of its valence electron and to complete its octet and to gain stability, and will form potassium plus 1 cation. Bromine belongs to group 7a. It has 7 valence electron. It needs 1 electron to complete its octet. So bromine atom gain 1 electron donated by potassium atom to complete its octet and to gain stability, and will form bromide Br minus and ion, and the resulting species is KBr. C है sodium iodide. Sodium belongs to group 1a. It has one valence electron. It must have 8 valence electrons to complete its octet. So gaining of 7 electron is a bit difficult for sodium atom. So it loses one of its valence electron to complete its octet and to gain stability and will form sodium plus 1 cation. Iodine belongs to group 7a. It has 7 electrons in its valence shell. It needs one electron to complete its octet. So iodine atom gain one electron donated by sodium atom to complete its octet and to gain stability and will form iodine minus anion, and the resulting species is Na. Now let's move to question number 14. An atom of an element has atomic number 9 and mass number 19. A. State the number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus of this atom. ये हमने चैप्टर 1 में भी बात डिस्कस की थी कि जो नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स होते हैं वो एटॉमिक नंबर के इक्वल होते हैं और नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स अब जब हम फाइंड करेंगे तो हम क्या करेंगे mass number divided by atomic number we will get the number of neutrons. सो इस एटम का एटॉमिक नंबर 9 है तो नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स भी इसके अंदर 9 होंगे. The number of neutron is equal to mass number minus atomic number. mass number है 19 और जब हम 19 में से 9 को माइनस करेंगे तो we will get 10. So the number of neutrons in this atom is 10. B है state the number of electron in this atom. नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन भी एटॉमिक नंबर के इक्वल होते हैं तो टोटल इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जो होंगे वो भी 9 ही. नाउ पार्ट सी. Show with electron dot cross diagram the formation of ions in the reaction of this atom with sodium atom. Na belongs to group 1a. It has 1 valence electrons. It must have 8 electrons in its valence shell to complete its octet and to gain stability. So it loses one of its valence electron to complete its octet and to gain stability, and it will form Na plus 1 cation. This element belongs to group 7a. It has 7 valence electrons. It needs 1 electron to complete its octet. So the atom gains 1 electron which is lost by the sodium atom and will form जो भी वो एटम होगा with -1 anion. हमने एग्जाम्पल ले ली कि ये जो है एटम जो है ये फ्लोरीन का है तो फ्लोरीन क्या बना देगा -1 anion by gaining 1 electron which is donated by the sodium atom. Now question number 15. Is there a need for more adhesives? Yes, because synthetic adhesives such as glue and epoxy resins are used in large-scale industrial applications. Adhesives are used for dams, bridges, thermal power stations are coated with epoxy resins. Question number 16. What is the importance of glues and adhesives in our society? Epoxy adhesives have excellent chemical resistance, good adherent properties, good heat resistance, and they form strong and tough coating. Therefore, propellers and parts of aircrafts, boats, cars, trucks, etc. are held together by epoxy adhesives. Epoxy have lone pairs in their molecules. Epoxy adhesives are used in assembling of aircraft, spacecraft. This saves money and reduces the weight. Without glue, strength, durability, and design will be much different. In our society, we depend on glues and adhesives for a wide number of uses. हम जो है अपनी सोसाइटी के अंदर जो है वो ग्लू और एडहेसिव्स के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट हो गया. हमने अपनी वाइड रेंज ऑफ एप्लीकेशंस में हम ग्लूस और एडहेसिव्स को यूज़ करते हैं. This means glues and adhesives have become essential items in our daily life. That's all about chapter 4 review exercise class 9 federal board. Thanks for watching. Please share my videos, like my videos, and press the bell icon for the subscription in order to get the notification for all the videos which are uploaded in the future time. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Thanks again.